Welcome, welcome. Welcome back to some and welcome in to others. I am your divine aura. I am who God has sent to you to relay this message. And I pray for you that when this message finds you, that you're in the best of health, in the best of wealth, and in the best mental space that you could be in today. I have a message for those chosen ones that have something to share to the world. And like this rocket that you see, it's time for takeoff. It's time to let your light shine. It's time to come out of the shadows. Speaking to you is speaking to myself, and here I am. We have spent um, all of the last 3 or 4 years, some more, in the receiving phase, in the building yourself phase, in the tearing down and rebuilding phases, the taking in information, learning about ourselves, shedding old mindsets and beliefs and limitations, shedding those parts of us and rebuilding and learning new ways of being, you know, being reborn. And now is the time to produce, to share, to be for others what you needed at one time. Wow. I just went back to listen to what I recorded 23 minutes and 13 seconds of, and yeah, none of it is there besides maybe 3 minutes. And then I got interrupted, and I thought I pushed record, which I know I did anyway. I guess whatever I said is meant to say in a different way. Even though this is not what I spoke about the first time, I do feel like it's what's relevant now and kind of in my face. And, it's about faith and what the amount of distractions that come your way have to be obvious at this point. It's so obvious that you have to give a little chuckle because you have to know that that means you're on the right path. There's things that you are meant to do, are called to do, that the negative entities, if you will, negative energies, just like you had people on your journey that was their purpose was to block you from your purpose, to keep you on a loop of fussing and fighting and trying to prove your point, and whether in romantic relationships, work relationships, family relationships, whatever the dynamic, everyone has those people, places, or things that come into your life to distract you. And if you don't realize it, you can get caught up because to you it's just life and this is what you're dealing with at the moment. But once your eyes are open, once the veil has been lifted, scales off of your eyes, so to speak, you see life differently. And once you know that what that person's, they don't know. The Bible talks about we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers, principalities, and rulers of evil, I think is the last word. You have to laugh because you know that they may not even really know what their purpose is, but you know. And the amount of times that I've been distracted and recording this message, and I recorded. I came just to re-listen to it, just so I can wrap it up at the end, and get to the editing process and all that with the posting the thumbnail and everything, and it's not even there. Um, that's how I know that I am doing what I'm meant to do right now, and just like I'm experiencing this in this moment, I know that those that come across this message will um, have experienced or are experiencing similar things. And if you didn't, and if you don't know, now you know that that's what's going on. And it's up to you to not um, look at things from a face-to-face kind of situation, but more of a aerial bird's eye view. And you can see like, okay, there's greater for me. But just like, I often talk about life is like a game, and when you get to when it's time for you to go to the next level, you have to conquer some kind of big entity, and you got to hit a certain way, jump on it a certain amount of times, and after you have experienced that, you get to that portion of the game so many times, you already know, okay, I got to jump on the head 3 times, or shoot fire so many times. You know what to do. It's just getting in the rhythm of it. And such is life. Such is our lives. Such are our lives. And it is time for us to be producers, to produce material for others to learn and grow from as well. When you started your journey, or when you became aware, I can't even say started your journey, because the journey began at birth, but unless you were one of those ones that have had awareness, from birth, and that was nurtured in you, a lot of us are just becoming aware. And one thing that I said earlier was that I keep presently seeing cherries, 2 cherries on the stem together. You might see them on air fresheners in a car, keychains. You can see them anywhere and everywhere. And the last time, I think it was yesterday, day before yesterday, I seen it again randomly, and I'm like, okay, I know that this is not, you know, happenstance. None of the times were, but that's how my mind works. It's like I definitely can Google what the meaning of spiritual meaning of cherries is, and Google will spit something out to me. But I know that I have to let it. For me, I have to let it process. The and in the process is me seeing it numerous times, and finally last night it just came to me. How do cherries grow? So I said okay, and from there I Googled how do cherries grow, and um, it takes 3 years for a cherry tree to be established, and which to me denotes like the roots and the sturdiness, the foundation. And by the 4th year, it's time now for the tree to produce fruit. And I feel like that is where I am and those that come across this message, a lot of us have been on this journey of enlightenment for, the last 3 to 4 or 5 years, some more. But this is the time now to start producing fruit. And we all, I'm saying we all because we're all connected. We are all one. We're just experiencing life as who you are. I'm experiencing life as I am, as Terry. And we all have been on a smaller scale in our individual lives, coming in contact with people, being where we're meant to be, and that is great. And that was for a time. Now it's time, like that rocket, to let your light so shine. And if you can imagine that rocket that you're looking at, that thumbnail, and how much light that once it's up in the sky, how much light that produces, all the eyes that will be drawn to it because of just the magnitude of it. That is you. That is me. That is us. And it's time now to be for others what someone or people have been for you. And for me, I got on TikTok for to speak my daughter's language. At the time, she kept speaking in these TikTok terms and looking at me for a response, a reaction, and I have no idea what you're talking about. So it happened so much that I said, okay, let me just get this TikTok, because clearly this is really relevant to her at the time, and I have no clue what's going on. But that is what helped me to the people that I came across, who now I don't even see a lot of them anymore, which is really something. Really helped me to understand what was going on in my life. The things they spoke about really resonated with me, and it helped me to dig a little deeper and come to a clearer understanding. And it's time now for us to do that for others. And I'm not necessarily saying specifically through TikTok, but a lot of us are on TikTok. It's just time to let your light shine. I have, for a long time, hid my light, or thought I was hiding my light or dimming it, And over the last, I don't know, year or so, I have a podcast now, Pivot in Peace, Pivot, the letter N, Peace, Pivot in Peace, on Spotify. Check it out. I now have a YouTube. Like, share, subscribe. I'm glad you're here. But it's like it's just time to turn it up a notch. And I know a lot of times, we don't see right away the turnover or the we don't see like we don't get that instant gratification. And I'm just learning that it's not, as we know, because we have delayed our gratification for the last 3 years. I have delayed my gratification for the last 3 years, and doing the things that is necessary and meant for me to do. And a lot of us know, that we're meant to be well known on these social media platforms, but we post 1 or 2 videos. It's like, okay, that only got 200 views. I'm not posting anymore. We have to keep going, because it's not about the numbers. That's not the purpose in us providing information, providing knowledge. Is not to get the numbers. It's to reach those souls out there that is meant to reach, and let God do the rest. It's time to let your light shine. This is something that I wrote down that I would like to share with you all, and you're welcome to use it as well, as a mantra, as a reminder, however you receive it. I am a vibrant star. I shine brightest in my element, out in front. I am an abundant divine being. Give it up for insert your name. That is just something that came to me last night, while I was jotting down some things, that was coming to me. One significant thing also about cherries is that how they grow, their abundance is determined by the weather and their environment, and that can go the same for us. Environment, different environments produce different things in us. Certain conversations um, allow us to see where our triggers are, and a trigger is only as useful as a bullet. Without bullets, what is a trigger? So, in us, it only can be a trigger if it's something in us that is still connected to an emotion in us. Once we deactivate that, it's no longer a trigger, but that is how we produce fruit, through situations, through people, through jobs, through traffic, and um, those situations are very necessary. My eyes keep being drawn to, this number 7 that's across the street from me. Sevens could be significant. I mean, we are in the month of 7. This is my birth month. Happy birthday to me. Um, the number 3 is significant. One thing I said about cherry trees, it takes 3 years for them to be established. Maybe that's the significance of the number 3. But you could very much be seeing these numbers. And that's just something that you can use, or to know that this message is for you. And even if it's not something that you can, that is going on for you specifically today, it could be something to look forward to just be aware of, to have in your subconscious that will come back when it's necessary. But it's time now for us to, we have been served. We have been served for 3 years, all the necessary information and things that we needed up till this point. And this is our year. This is our time now to serve, to reproduce, to lean into your clairaudience, to lean into being clairvoyant, to know that you just know things, to know that I don't know how I know, I just know, and it's okay. You don't have to justify it or explain or try to get someone to understand who is not really going to fully understand. It's time now to share yourself with the world. Your experience is more valuable than any information that can come from a book. And it does not have to be presented perfectly, because being perfect is just an illusion in itself. It doesn't have to be presented in a certain way. I used to tell myself, oh, I can't record, I can't do certain things, I don't have a tripod. Like, even how I am, making these messages now on YouTube, I learned about voice notes. Everybody has that function on their phone for the most part. I learned about making voice notes from the chick Risa Tisa off of TikTok, and she made that 50-part, Who Did I Marry series. That's how voice notes came to me. And then later on, months later, I learned about how to do the thumbnail and how to post on YouTube and stuff. It was pieces that came together separately. And now here I am, you know. Um, what you have to share, what you have to offer the world, there are millions of people that have experienced the things that you have experienced. May be exactly, may not be exact, but it resonates with them enough that where you are, where you have made it to so far, what you have overcome, there are others that need the push and need the encouragement, need to see that they're not by themselves, that, just uprooting and um, moving somewhere where you don't know anyone, where everything wasn't set up and you had to just allow things to unfold. A lot of people are in that space right now, and they probably think that they're the only ones, or feeling like they should quit their job, or leaving an abusive marriage. That's part of my testimony, part of my story that I'm working on, that I'm recording currently, um, and having the strength and the power to leave an abusive marriage, despite what people are saying around you, or what you even think a marriage looks like. Because a lot of times that the ideology of marriage and what people present it to be, you try to hold out. I held on for longer than I probably should have, thinking I could just pray it away, when really it was things that I ignored in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's nothing too small. Everything you have to offer is very relevant. And you'll see, once you do what has been on your heart to do for the longest time, that you kept pushing away, kept being too shy, or talking yourself out of, or giving excuses. I hear that Mariah Carey, it's time, around Christmas time. Yeah, it's time. And I'm here to encourage you to do whatever it is that that has been on your heart to do. You keep seeing the messages, or somebody can randomly come up to you, or you're having a conversation with someone and you're sharing it, like, man, you should really write a book, and you already know that's something that's been on your heart to do, but it's such a broad thing. You talk yourself out of it because you don't know where to begin, and you begin by just letting your pen touch the paper. All the other stuff will fill in over time. God is never going to give us the full picture straight away. He's going to give one step at a time. And it's up to us just to put one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other. And that's how our faith is strengthened. We can't say that, I want to move here, or I want to do X, Y, Z. But what is your posture saying? What are your actions saying? Are your actions lining up with what your mouth is saying? Because that means you don't really mean it. It's really just a thought. Because if you're ready to move, if you're ready to purchase that house, if you're ready to X, Y, Z, your bags will be packed. You would definitely start the process of weeding out the things you don't want to take with you. There'll just be certain actions that you will be willing to do, because that God desires to give you the things you ask for. That's in His will for you. And a lot of times people say, "Oh, just stuff don't come, just don't fall out the sky." No, it may not fall out the sky, but it'll definitely arrive at your door. It'll definitely meet you when you're out and about. I remember my daughter, when we lived in New York. I relocated there for a job, and she had the experience of having a cat. She had a cat when she was younger. She didn't ended up not taking the best care of it, so we gave the cat back to her god sister. So now years go by, and she just keeps talking about wanting a cat. And now we're in the city. We don't know anybody. I'm 3 hours away from home, whatever. Um, and one day I'm at work in the morning. Everybody's getting ready for the shift, and I overhear one of the somebody having a conversation about two cats that they have that they can't keep anymore because their wife is sick and it's just a lot. Huh? That was maybe in 2021. It's 2023, and we have those two cats. Oh, look at that yellow butterfly. And we have the two cats, the sisters, Freya and Chitara. So, no, it may not fall out the sky like a meteor, but it will feel that way when it aligns, and like, oh my gosh, how did this specific thing, happen for me? You just have to put it out there and let your actions line up with it. Um, I don't know if that shows to the Most High that you're ready versus you just saying it, but you're not acting on it. It's like I feel like when you're saying it, but you're not acting on it, you're almost saying that you don't really believe that it can happen. Oh, this is too far fetched. This is too, you're still putting God in your human limitations. So I want to encourage you to step out on you, step out on faith, and do the things and share with the world what God has given to you to share with the world. You will not regret it, and you are more than capable and more than worthy. Your experience is way more valuable than any book that someone can read on how to overcome trauma, how to rebuild your life after divorce. Uh, you know, you're literally a living witness. So I see this plane going by. It's takeoff time, y'all. I'm glad you're here. You are loved here, wholly loved here. And I look forward to chat with you guys in the comments section. Like, share, and subscribe. Share with your loved ones. Share with your Facebook fam. Share with those that you feel could benefit from this message. Until next time.